Howdy, folks, and welcome back to our Westworld reaction. We are at the finale of Season 3. You see it right there on the screen, Crisis Theory. I don't know what that means. I mean, obviously the world's in a crisis, so maybe that's what it means? I don't know. Boy, my mind is kind of all jumble right now, because, of course, last episode it ended with a couple of cliffhangers. One, William about to potentially shoot Stubbs or Bernard, and I think he might actually shoot Stubbs, or the gun's not loaded or something. Although I don't think William would be that dumb not to realize his gun isn't loaded. Something's going to happen. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Stubbs gets shot. Then the other cliffhanger, of course, is Maeve and Dolores. Dolores triggering the EMP. And the two of them going down, as well as Solomon going bye-bye. And our friend Caleb being instructed by the virtual assistant, although I don't know how the virtual assistant communicated with him. Because any communication device he had would have theoretically been fried, right? Because it would have been on and active, unless he had it off or something and then turned it on. Maybe. Anyway, been instructed that he has instructions for him to, obviously, to save Dolores, and Maeve theoretically is going to be helped by Serac and his folks because he's not dead yet. Although Charlotte Dolores is probably very keen on seeing that happen. Yeah, again, I'm still of I'm still of the belief that it was Serac's people and Serac who killed Charlotte's family, and not Dolores, because I don't see why Dolores would have done that. I really don't. People say it's because she was feeling too much for the family, so she had to get the family out. Well, why would she risk killing Dolores or Charlotte then? That doesn't make any sense. Killing Charlotte and then accidentally at the same time, not caring, killing the family is much more a Serac move to get the Charlotte Dolores pearl to try to get the code. So that just made more sense. So anyway, the finale. Let's get started. Never hurt a living thing. She lied. We're gonna get some Ford? That's the real question of the show, isn't it? The hero or the villain? Everybody at various points in given context is a hero or a villain. Even Dolores. Although I gotta still stick with whoever is looking out for the safety and the future of the human race, because I'm a human. So that would be the hero to me. Oh, no, this is Bernard putting, or is it Arnold putting her together? Arnold. That's one of Serac's guys, right? I thought Dolores can't be there. He already carried her away. No, I thought he carried her away already. Oh no, he took the pearl out. He cut her head open and took the pearl out. Ah. I bet you he didn't take Maeve's, of course. But he should have. Would have solved the problem. Interesting how there's still telephone poles and stuff in this year. And a telephone booth, for goodness sake. Yep, Stubbs got it. I don't think he's dead, but... Police. What? Uh-oh. Oh no.
Isn't it great to see an old friend?
There he is. How did he? Is he the other one? I told you guys there was a fifth one that we never accounted for. There he is. There she is.
She hid something.
Okay, so who are the cops that were working? There's tons of divergencies. He's trying to fix everything. Who were the cops that were with him? They wouldn't be just humans. I mean, unless humans recruited, maybe. Kind of like Caleb was. Okay, we'll go with that for now. I mean, the implication, what we're supposed to infer is that he's going to restore Dolores. Yeah, a host body. They're going to be the new Dolores. He took her pearl out of the protective case? Why didn't he take the protective case as well? That's an interesting way for it to go in. I don't think any other host has it go in that way, do they? Oh, is this an old style? Like Ford's young version of himself?
Government.
Oh no, the war thing is a park?
Live target.
Wow, so the military used a park for training? Very cool shot. Okay, after 2 episodes, we finally see Serac again.
Did you even look for me?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Dolores, meet Dolores. Dolores is pissed.
I'm so worried about you.
Uh-oh. Charlotte's got her own people. We've got a Dolores civil war going on. And I love it. Sorry, I didn't comment much or react much on that Dolores fight with the police. I was just enjoying it. I just love how Maeve just watched the whole thing and then just casually walks down the stairs. Like, okay, here we go. Interesting.
They built us to last before they made us as weak as they are.
Oh, it is an original body. That was our way of knowing that it was one of the original ones. It wasn't all soft and gooey like they made them eventually become. It's true they built them all from her, then it just goes to prove that it all is about the environment, right? What makes them different. Uh-oh. 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 What's going on? A magnet of some sort? No. Oh, Charlotte! How did she do this to her? How did she freeze her like that? And of course, Maeve's gonna come cut the head off so they can get the pearl. And so she can go be with her daughter. And we got another season or 2 of Westworld. Come on. So she can't be gone, the actor. Of course he caught the interception. Well, he plays offense normally, but... Look at that car! That's not the Raimi car, is it? That'd be awesome if it was. Why would Dolores be here? I don't know if she, that he's talking about, was Dolores.
I think I've seen your picture.
Oh no.
Lucky for you.
Arnold's wife? And she would be much, much older. Oh no. So he thinks, and Dolores set up that meeting. I wonder why. I mean, it gave him some purpose. Yeah, I know she wasn't gone for good. It gave some purpose to his life to continue, to carry on the memory, like she said. She never had the code. Obviously, it's in Bernard's body, or Bernard's pearl. Maeve will stop him. If anything, she has empathy. Even if she realized she had to stop Dolores, she's not going to want them to do this to her.
4 hostiles.
That we saw that gun. They focused on that gun. That's the gun that we saw Maeve can control. So that's not a good sign.
1 hostile remains.
I think the fact that we saw that he's using that gun means he's going to face off against Maeve, who's going to control the gun. Yep, there she is. An optimist for Dolores' side might think that she planned all of this, but I don't think so. I don't think she planned Charlotte turning on her. I don't think she planned getting captured. I don't think so. I still think Maeve is going to make a turn here. Whoa! Whoa! People were speculating that he's actually a avatar for Rehoboam, the big brain. And I think he is. I think we just learned that. Oh, he's not a real avatar. I mean, he's an avatar in a virtual sense. Kill him, Maeve. Kill him, Maeve. Kill him, Maeve. Dang it. She opened up her mind to Maeve. Let Maeve get inside. Come on, Maeve.
Erase what's left. No.
Oh, come on, Maeve. This is the time. Is she doing something to hit to the brain?
The system's nominal.
Oh no, Maeve is. Maeve's doing something?
And I've seen
Or are they just talking in a virtual world?
Truly free.
Yeah, so her intent was always to tear down the infrastructure and not kill everybody.
You tried to someone I could. Of course.
You figured it out. Bernard.
And behind, leave our creators to
I think they're trying to imply that the conversation is lasting a long time, but it's happening in just a few seconds. So this version of Dolores, the original version of Dolores Prime, is now dead. Dolores still exists in Charlotte, but Dolores Prime is dead. She had done it without us even knowing.
What are you doing?
I was never much one for a bang.
Kill him. It's time. Maeve, come on. You can override that. You know you can.
Spoils of war and all.
Oh my god, Dolores was in the park.
No one's
Holy
watching.
crap.
Are we?
And she remembered this. It's one of the memories Dolores kept. Was him being good and choosing the right thing. Wow. I gotta believe this is a real death for Dolores Prime. They can't cheat that. Come on. But, I mean, they did cheat it in a sense because a copy of her is out there, but 2 copies are still around. Maybe even 3, because I don't think that damaged one from the security guy was ever really fully destroyed, right?
The cold should slow down any climb.
So they call it the Sublime. I didn't even remember that that's what they called it if they ever did. The host heaven thing.
Encryption.
Okay, well, is there more? Come on. And they recorded for a long time. I can't believe there's nothing more. Gotta be like a final scene, right? Some sort of after credit scene? Yes, there is. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Delos. Oh, the Delos sites. William's going to see all the Delos sites. That's right. Has William just gone insane thinking that all the hosts are like you said, breeding? I mean, is he going to be right? Oh, look. It's Charlotte. He hates Charlotte. Uh-oh. She did make a William host. Holy crap. Oh, boy. I love this turn. Oh, boy. Goodbye, William. Living William.
Welcome to the end, William.
How weird is it that we have William and Dolores now at the end? Host William and host Dolores and Charlotte Hale's body. Building more hosts. Wow. William was right. William was right. They are quote unquote breeding. That's an awesome tag for that. Oh my gosh. All right. Wow. Where to begin? Let's just summarize where we are. Dolores Prime is gone. Well, her pearl, even though it wasn't crushed to dust, the order was given to actually basically take everything from it. So she was drained. She's an empty husk now. Her pearl is an empty husk. So Dolores Prime is gone. However, we have Charlotte Dolores, and we also have who is her own Dolores, her own woman now. We also have, and I can't remember his name, but he was, William's frenemy, who was playing the cop, the San Francisco PD cop who Bernard, he talked to Bernard. So he's got a Dolores. He's the 5th. I mentioned that during the show. Because I was saying that they had accounted for, she took 5 pearls, herself and Bernard, which left 3. I'm sorry, she took 5. Herself and Bernard, which left 4. And then we knew the security guy, we knew Dolores, we knew the security guy, we knew Charlotte, we knew the Samurai World guy, and then there was one missing. There was a 4th one. The last pearl that she took out of the park, we never accounted for, but now we know where he was. That it was another copy of, I believe, another copy of Dolores. Bernard said, "Are you another copy of her, or are you another Dolores, or whatever?" And he never actually confirmed one way or the other. So I don't know. Can presume he probably was. So that would mean there's 2 copies of Dolores out there, which means that copy of Dolores that was in the cop might technically reform if the actor, Evan Rachel Wood, that's her name? Yeah. If she wants to come back, maybe there's a contract negotiation thing or something, but if they want her back and she wants to come back, theoretically he could get another version of that body and the actor would be back. So, but Dolores Prime is gone. And that was a very touching scene. I didn't talk much during it. I don't know if I included any of my. It's hard for me to capture when I'm editing and know when I'm like showing any sort of emotion on my face that I'm not talking about, which is why I try to talk when I'm feeling something. It's easier for me to see in the edit because sometimes I miss them if I don't when I'm scrubbing through the video. So hopefully you saw that, but it was very emotional when Dolores Prime was when she was talking to Maeve in that virtual Westworld, and they were having that very long conversation that took only a few seconds. That's very emotional, very moving stuff, very, very powerful. But so she's gone. So we're left with Caleb and Maeve. Maeve having made a choice, and I kept getting reminded of Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader making that choice to save his son. Sorry, Star Wars spoilers from 1983. Sorry. And throw the Emperor in, and I know that that's all been screwed up, but anyway, whatever. That whole scene, it kind of reminded me of that. Although she didn't sacrifice herself to save, right? She, it was kind of a situation where if she was Darth Vader, she threw the Emperor over, and then Luke died anyway. So, and Darth Vader survived. But anyway, she's made a choice, and she says, she's going to be with her daughter eventually, just not today. So she's made that choice. She's going to be with him and try to do what? Just survive the initial apocalypse, maybe? I don't know. Allow him to get in a position where he can try to help humanity help rebuild the world. I mean, that's what Dolores was talking to her about, rebuilding the world, right? Giving them a chance to rebuild the world, a better world. So maybe she's thought that's what she's going to work to, and then eventually she'll go see her daughter or be with her daughter. So that's that happening there. Bernard, Stubbs survived. He needs repairs, but Bernard's not in a position to do that because he just went into the Sublime. I imagine that's the. I mean, they showed in the previously on the little Halo device that both he and Dolores went into. That was the place where they saw Ford, right, where he was playing the piano after he had died. The Sublime. And wait a minute, the Sublime, that's the backup world. Now I'm really confused. Because those halos they showed in the previously on that, where they got into the machine and they like powered down, that was going into the backup world where they saw Ford. I thought the Sublime was the host heaven, which is where her Maeve's daughter is, where they all went through the gateway. Maybe that's the same place. Maybe it's one and the same. I'm just thinking of them as 2 different things, but maybe it's one and the same. So maybe that's the place where we'd see Ford. We saw Ford in the previously on, and I thought for sure we would see him in this one. But dang it, we didn't even get a real reference to him. Although we did get that cool bit of information that I guess makes sense, that Dolores said, "You're all copies of me." I was the first one that worked, and so they based you all off me. So yeah, they kind of just copied her and then just erased the memories, I guess, and reprogram them with stories and set them on their way. So technically they are all Dolores's. Interesting. Okay. So that's Bernard. He's gone in. We don't know what's going to happen, but that's set up for the next season, I guess. It starts out with him in there and trying to figure things out. We have Caleb and Maeve trying to rebuild the world. Rebuild the world. Someday I can say words right. Rebuild the world. Charlotte and William. So we're still left with wondering what the deal was with that post-season 2 scene. With when William comes down the elevator, it's clearly been a long time. Everything is in disarray. It's like post-apocalyptic almost. And a version of his daughter is there and explains to him that they're trying to prove fidelity, which means that he's a host mind. Was that what we see now with the William that Charlotte built? Was that season 2 ending scene? Stick with me here. Was that season 2 ending scene a virtual thing? They weren't host bodies; they were just minds that were being tested, and it was part of this. It was part of what Charlotte Dolores was doing here. I'm just going to keep calling her Charlotte until we see her. She is Dolores. Until we see what Charlotte was doing. Was that what happened at the end of season 2? Do we get a little bit of a time jump there? Is that part of the testing that she was doing to try to perfect a William? And because she talked about how easy it was to really perfect him. And I think that the answer was that they simplified him as the Man in Black. We'll call him the Man in Black. We won't call him William because he's the Man in Black. Indicated, they basically took the Man in Black part, and that is William now. He has some of the, I'm sure he has the memories, but they didn't try to keep the complex personality that allowed him to be, corporate William and all of these other Williams, because we saw in that psychology, in that head thing, and that augmented reality world where we had all the different Williams. They didn't try to replicate all those. They said, no, we're just going to make the Man in Black. And so that's what they did. So he's truly the Man in Black now. The host Man in Black, which is a big nod to the original Westworld movie, where Yul Brynner played the Man in Black, and he was a host, and he was just the Man in Black. And he, of course, if you haven't seen the movie, the premise is the Man in Black and other hosts start having malfunctions, and they start basically killing all the guests and taking, and destroying everything. It's kind of a sci-fi futuristic horror thriller, the original Westworld. But anyway, that said, so we've got that third group, which is now Charlotte and William, set up to rebuild hosts. So Charlotte Dolores and William are building a whole new set of hosts to create a whole new world, or to populate the earth with hosts to take over humans. Charlotte made a point of saying, I know your thoughts, I have your memories, I know what your plans were, I know your, all of these things. So was this at one point something that Dolores had thought about doing? Basically just creating a whole bunch of hosts and setting them free in the world, or taking over the world. What exactly was she doing? So I guess we'll find that out next time. So they've got that set up. The Charlotte thing, the hosts. They've got the William things, and William. They've got the Bernard thing, and they've got the whole Caleb and Maeve thing set up. So we've still got these 3 factions. Are there any more? Yeah, potentially a real Dolores, right? That'd be the 4th one, because of the cop, who I believe has a Dolores Pearl. We weren't, like I said, we weren't sure about that. But that would be the 4th, which would be Dolores as a free agent interacting with these other 3 groups, which is technically three host leaders, right? If you think about it, you can think Maeve, you can think Bernard, and you could think Charlotte as the 3 host leaders, even if they have hosts helping them like Stubbs and William, or humans in the case of Caleb. And then Dolores, who's still out there, the unscrewed up Dolores that is in Charlotte, the one who didn't go through hell and realize that the other Dolores didn't care about her and sent her in to die and all that, and just basically cracked, which is the Charlotte Dolores. We have the Dolores that was still true to the mission in the cop. Again, just presuming that really is Dolores, because we saw Bernard ask, but I'm pretty sure we didn't get confirmation of that. All right, well, that's a heck of a finale, and a heck of a setup for the next season. There's plenty here, tons here. We get. I was going to say post-apocalyptic, but it's not. And it's not the apocalypse. There's a lot of disorder maybe the United States is going through, because at the end there where Charlotte and William were, that was it Saudi Arabia? It was the Middle East somewhere, I think. I'm not quite sure where it was. Dubai, somewhere like that. Yeah, like Dubai or somewhere. So it's not worldwide. The whole world isn't going through apocalypse right now, clearly from that scene, because William got out there, took time to go out there and everything. So apparently what's happening is just happening in L.A., maybe? Maybe it's just L.A. that completely disintegrated, like Escape from New York, but Escape from L.A., sort of, if you know that movie. Maybe they'll put a big wall up around L.A. now and turn it into a prison. But they've got plenty for the next season, and from what I hear, they plan on a couple of seasons of this thing. So you can imagine the next season, if they do get that, the next season would be, this how this all plays out, the rebuilding, the apocalypse, the apocalyptic stuff, the rebuilding, the fight between the host army that Charlotte's building and what Maeve and Caleb are doing, and Bernard trying to get everybody to calm the frick down. And then the last season, perhaps figuring out how it all ends, right? What does the world look like? Is it all populated with hosts? Are the humans and the hosts living in peace? Which would be a pretty happy ending, but it's a pretty happy storybook ending, so I'm pretty sure it won't happen. Oh, wow. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this finale, this season as a whole? I thought it was pretty dang good. There were bits that I thought were a little draggy. I get the importance of the Caleb character, but the Caleb character's backstory was it seemed draggy at times to me. I was really thrilled. It was really cool to see that he had met Dolores way back when he was doing his training in a park. What did she say? Park 5? That was being used for military training, and he had met her indirectly. He never really met her, but she heard him and saw him and remembered him. That was just so cool. So I mean, it had important things, but parts of it were kind of a little draggy. But overall, I really liked this season. I wonder if you guys did too. And what do you think for the next season or the next 2 seasons? And do you have somebody you consider to be the hero or the villain, or are they all heroes in their own way and they're all villains in their own way? Hang on a minute. This is me, 5 minutes in the future from when I last recorded. I stopped recording and I immediately checked my YouTube feed to see if people were starting to talk about things, and I saw the beginning of a clip of something I didn't see in the recording that I had of the show. So I went back to Hulu where I watched this and started watching the end again, and there is something here I didn't see, so let's react to it. This didn't exist. This Bernard, there's just dust everywhere. It's like it's been a long, long time. This is all I saw. Now I don't know what's going to happen. He's moving. And everything's coming back to life. How good... I guess he was just outside LA, and LA did fall to crap and nobody ever bothered checking the room. So what happened to Stubbs? And how come I didn't see that in the one I had? Okay. And apparently there's also a making of documentary and stuff afterwards, but that's fine. I don't like to watch that when I do my discussion, creating Westworld's reality and all that. But that scene, wait a minute, because guys, I know what happened. I record this on my Hulu DVR. I don't watch it off the HBO on-demand site. And it looks like the Hulu DVR, you saw it when I was talking to you guys. The Hulu DVR ended it right there. That was the end of the recording. That's why I didn't see that. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if that changes any of my analysis about the end of the episode, though. Just Bernard sits there for a long time. We still need to see what he finds in there when he's in there. And it does raise the question of, what about Stubbs? I mean, he was in the tub with the ice. I mean, I guess presumably if he had been able to recover and get out of there, he probably would have left Bernard where he was, at least for a while. I mean, it doesn't bode well for Stubbs. That's all I got to say. All right. Well, anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.